Welcome everyone. It's Tuesday night, Channel 95, and we are back for one more neighborhood news show. Here every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, you have a new show. If you're watching our show and it's not a Tuesday, it's because you're watching a repeat show. So please come back next Tuesday at 7 o'clock and you will have a brand new show. We will have a brand new show for you. For our Portuguese listeners that are in contact with us, even through Facebook or YouTube, I want to welcome you too. Sejam bem-vindos para mais programa de notícias da sua vizinhança. Hoje é terça-feira, canal 95. Nós estamos de volta para mais programa de notícias da sua vizinhança. Amanhã nós vamos gravar o primeiro programa de Amigos, o que é programa totalmente em português aqui no seu canal 95. Vamos estar com convidados, portanto, fique conosco. I would like to just remind everybody that tomorrow morning we're going to tape the first show of the Portuguese show called Amigos. The Portuguese show is going to be all in Portuguese because Channel 95 don't have a Portuguese show. I was invited by BCC to produce that show, and our first taping is going to be tomorrow morning. So this week probably you will be able already to see how we're doing with that brand new show. This one, it's only here for 4 years. I didn't thought that we're going to last that long, but it's only here for 4 years now, and every week we have a brand new show. Today, Bernadette it's not here. She could not make it tonight. I believe the kids have some games today and she had to go either out of town or something, but she sent me a message saying that she will not be able to attend today. But I have two friends here, and we're going to be chatting, and we're going to be talking about this great foundation. Jeff and Laura are here, and they are from
the Nelly Strong Foundation Incorporated.
Nelly Strong Foundation. So Nelly Strong, it's a name that our community very well known already. The very strong girl that we had, and the had cancer and passed, but I think she's still present.
Oh yes.
You know, and that's about the foundation that we're going to talk about. And I don't know who wants to start first. I would like to know first of all, I would like to know how the idea came, and when and how has been done, what you guys been accomplished.
So this foundation was actually spoken of before Nelly had passed away. Nelly had written down in her journal a bunch of things that she had wanted on a bucket list. We completed a few of them. We fed the homeless on Easter Sunday. We actually collaborated with the First Step In. They're part of, the Next Step program, the shelter. We fed them. We got to feed 26 individuals on Easter Sunday. 2 days prior to that, we had a Easter basket drive, me and Jeff. Jeff is the chairman of the board as well as the vice president. So we had made, reached out and just did some scanning of some families that, thought these kids would be in need of a basket. So we did reach out to some individuals that we did screen in Fall River, New Bedford, and we ended up delivering 160 baskets.
Wow.
Part of this foundation, it was actually established on 3/31/16. We were told by our lawyers that we could go and start, with this foundation. This foundation right now, what we're trying to do is, it is a 501c3. We are trying to exclusively carry out and promote education and awareness of rare, critical, and life-threatening illnesses. With our nonprofit, we're looking to grant individuals that cannot have the means to do so with these alternative treatments. Again, in my daughter's case, Nelly had something that only 1 in 40 in the whole world had. For the first year of Nelly's, horrible journey, the first year we were told that they didn't know what it was. We waited quite a while for answers, for almost a year, and they told us our daughter had Eaoen's like sarcoma. At the time, we were still questioning that cancer, and we had went to, CHOP Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. We went to Dana-Farber twice. We went to Boston Children's Hospital in Boston, and also to a natural oncologist up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. At that time, after we found out what she actually had, they started the chemotherapy right away. They started her on 6 intense chemotherapies. Again, still not knowing what this really was, but was categorizing it in the Eaoen's sarcoma category. Again, she woke up on January 1st of 2014. She couldn't walk. They found out she had a paraspinal tumor wrapped around her T4 to T6. Again, that's what made my daughter stop walking, was that tumor. So after that year, they started extensive chemo treatment, and I came about a woman that actually had stage 4 breast cancer. She was from Rhode Island, and she had reached out to me while in the beginning of Nelly doing chemo, and she said to me, Laura, I have not done any chemo, I have not done any surgeries, I have not done any radiation or steroids. I will not allow these doctors to do this to me. And she presented me with some of these oils that comes from a plant, from the earth. She actually donated these oils to me, and also taught me and educated me how to administer these oils with Nelly. And I was actually doing the oils with the chemotherapy. Again, Nelly had 6 different types of chemo that actually shut her body down. I mean, she went from, fighting not just the cancer, but fighting the chemo treatment was the worst. And the more oils I got in her, the better appetite she had. She wasn't vomiting as much. And in April of 2015, they actually told me that Nelly's tumor shrunk 70%. After they resected it, it came back from the radiation, but it ended up, when starting the chemo and the oil, it ended up shrinking. Well, at the end of April, I stopped the oils completely because Nelly became very neutropenic. She was throwing up all the time, and it was the oils you ingest in your mouth. And I stopped them completely, and within like 3 weeks, her symptoms started coming back again. She couldn't feel her fingers, she couldn't feel her toes. She started falling down, and basically, they just watched it and watched it and watched it and told me it was neuropathy. So they told me it was a side effect from chemotherapy, is the reason why she was feeling this way. Well, this was the end of April, May. Then all of a sudden, the end of May, we got admitted into the hospital through the oncology department, and that's when they kept saying that it was neuropathy, and I just knew that it was the same way it was the day she woke up. So I called her neurosurgeon downstairs, and I had said to him, doctor, you really need to get another MRI on Nelly. I know that you're not in charge. You didn't admit Nelly over the weekend, but you really need to get an MRI done. Well, sure enough, within 24 hours, they came back and told me that tumor on her spinal cord tripled in size from the chemo. And metastasized it is what it did. And that instant, he said, I can do one more surgery, Laura. Again, every time we had a surgery done, she had 3. Every time we had a surgery done, the risk of the surgery could have been death or could have been complete paraplegic. Every single surgery, Nelly got up, wiggled her toes, walked out the door 3-4 days later. Nothing was stopping her. She, they introduced the radiation to us again. They had told us a year prior that the amount of radiation that she got, she could never get again. But they did give her another round, and as soon as she took that round of radiation, it instantly went from the T4 of her spine directly to the top of her brain, on the ventricles that control the nausea and breathing. That happened. We went on our Wish Come True. The Wish Come True, Rosemary Bowers is the founder. She sent us to the Eastern Caribbean from July 31st to August 8th. Nelly spent the whole week on the cruise ship, wheelchair bound. We came back. She was in tons of pain. Her stomach was out to here, and I just knew something was wrong. More than what, it wasn't just steroids, is why she was gaining weight. There was something going on with Nelly. Well, we brought her back in once we got back from the cruise, and I got another brain MRI done, and sure enough, that's when they told me that the cancer had spread into the brain and that she had days to live. This was on September 21st. They told me that she had days to live. Well, at that point, I reached back out to another woman that also had breast cancer. She was from Fall River, and she kind of directed me, her name's Monique, she kindly directed me to some places that I could go to get some more oil. The problem with the oil was I was working for the Housing Authority at the time. I was already exhausted 2 family medical leave acts, and I was on to my leave of absence term. My husband was working at GE at the time. So in September, we both basically had to stop working and give Janelle 24-hour care. These oils were costing us like $5,200 every 2 weeks. These oils are not covered by, the insurance company, so everything's out of pocket. The city of Fall River, the communities, the people in states around the United States, they were reaching out. At one point, when they told me Nelly was going to pass in September, we instantly contact Dr. Brzezinski from the Brzezinski Clinic in Texas, which is, he has a protocol that right now, the first initial protocol to go there is $28,000 for the first month, $17,000 for the next following 8 months. Well, we really thought we were getting there. A local community member, Carol Fiola, she came to my house that day. I've never forget that day, and she looked at me and Nelly and she said, "You're 17, we're gonna do the number 17 campaign." That campaign, once it went out on social media, I had people from all over the world, other countries, sending me through GoFundMe pages as well as checks, $17 checks, and it was gonna get us to Texas. But at one point in the beginning of October, she had gotten so bad that we couldn't even med flight her out there. She could not leave the hospital. They could not med flight her in the air. It was too unsafe for her. So what we did was we just continued to just keep administering around the clock these oils to Nelly, these CBD oils to Nelly, and she was on no pain medication the whole time. I mean, she had pain management doctors coming in. They just couldn't believe it. They kept telling me, "Laura, whatever you're doing, just keep doing for Nelly." I mean, a lot of these kids that have brain cancer at that point, they need to be on morphine, dilaudid opiates. Nelly didn't want to put any of that in her body, neither did I. So I was thankful that I had that opportunity with the community, such as my chairman and other corporate sponsors in the city and the outside communities. They came together, and we basically spent close to $20,000 just on the oil. We were also doing vitamin C treatment up in Warwick from Dr. Petaruti. That was costing us $1,000 a week to get vitamin C intravenous through her port. We were going 3 times a week. We were also giving her supplements, changed to organic diet. We were giving her essential oils. All those things were never covered by the insurances. So we probably close to that whole 4 months, probably from the end of July to right before Nelly died, November 21st, we probably spent close to $31,000 on out-of-pocket medical expenses for her. At the end, Nelly, like I said, she was voicing a lot to me. She was telling me, "Mommy, I want to be cremated. I want to have pink ashes. I want to go in my prom dress. I want you to make sure you fill my list. The first thing I want you to do is start this foundation and write the book that you said you were going to write for me, Mom." My heart and soul, it's been 4 months right now. I have a husband and 2 other daughters at home, and my heart and soul I thought was going to be the book at first, but it's not. It's the foundation. And the reason why I'm focusing on the foundation is because I do believe in healing methods, and I do believe in finding grants and getting grants through our organization to provide resources that can assist with emotional, psychological issues that these illnesses create for these families. I'm also looking to collaborate with the homelessness here in Fall River. With the opiate addiction that we have going on, there's a huge opiate problem. I feel like the children are our future. It's hitting the children right now, and I really feel like no child should be left behind with any of this. Back when I was in school, we talked about drug awareness, sex education. There's not enough funding to have these people come in anymore and have these blocks to do this and teach these children what need to be taught from right and wrong. And I see with my foundation, just bringing public awareness, building up the community, involving local businesses, young entrepreneurs, people that can actually stand ground and bring a community together. And it doesn't have to be, one person. It can be the whole community. And that's why I believe, watching how strong this city came together and just rallying around my family and rallying around Team Nelly, there's no time to give up. I think there's time for us to move back in there again. And the way I'm going to live it and get through Nelly every day is, basically my theory is my motto is that Nelly is running this foundation. She is still here.
I would like to bring Jeff in. Jeff is a businessman, so he has a lot of good contacts business-wise, and you are a big key on this foundation, pretty much. So what is the word out there from the business community about this foundation?
I think that the word in the community is pretty much the same as day one. And the nice part to get about the foundation and what pulled me into it was watching the city come together as one. And it was almost like there was every business owner, every person that was involved looked at their as if Nelly was their daughter, or if that was their child, what would they do? And to watch the community come together, for me, was something I've never seen. And I was amazed on the outpour. I was amazed on people that wanted to be involved and look to make that difference. And I could think of so many multiple businesses, personally, the friends of mine that just stepped up and did things on their own. And I was very, very lucky to collaborate with a few of them to help raise money for this family. And to watch the community come together is amazing. And I believe that moving forward with our foundation, we should have everybody on board again.
Yeah, and I mean, it was not just the business that Nelly touched, but Nelly touched a lot of young youth. She was attending Durfee, so that was like, we have over 5,000 kids just in Durfee, and I pretty much every single one somehow contact Nelly or was in contact with Nelly, and that's a strong message right there, and she delivered.
She delivered very well, and when I sat with Laura, we were really thinking of things that we could do for the foundation. She came up with a brilliant idea, I think, along with a few of the board members, and this would have been Nelly's senior year, and she'd be having her senior prom. And how I first got involved with the family was her prom last year. I noticed that somebody had stepped up and to help her out to get the dream dress she wanted, and I immediately, so quick, had to jump on, because I wanted to help out. If that was my daughter, I would want her to have the prom that she deserved. So I stepped up as a local business owner and donated the biggest limo that I could find to fit all of her friends and family in. And one of the projects that we're working on right now is a project called Project Princess. Since we've put out a post on social media, on Facebook, on our Pray for Nelly page, we were able to obtain prom dresses, donated to us so that we could help out girls in Durfee and Diamond this year that couldn't afford to get a prom dress. I believe the last count today was almost 170 dresses in a little under 2 weeks.
Wow, that's a big goal.
Yes.
Our goal is actually 250, and I honestly believe by next week we'll achieve that goal.
Good, very good. So we, the foundation, I'm pretty sure, has a lot of different ways, fundraisers, events. It's anything that you can share, that you're working on. It's not, I mean, so maybe it's not finalized, but it's some that you're working on.
We're working on something really, really special. Laura and I had the opportunity to meet with Mayor this past Friday, and we presented a proposal for Nelly Day in the city of Fall River with a date to be announced. And one of our biggest projects, I think it'll be an annual project that we can do year after year, where we can bring our community to come together for one good cause. All I could say, it would be record-breaking the day of the event. Very
good. It sounds very interesting. Coming back to Laura, this in a way is the foundation. It's a way of you to not forget, because a mother never forgets, but it's a way of you moving on to
heal.
To heal. and that's what you're hearing.
Yeah, so with this foundation, I've been involved with a lot of different nonprofits. The 2 years actually living in Hasbro Hospital, we were actually giving back to the Eaoen Foundation. The Eaoen Foundation is a room on the floor that we used to stay at, on the 5th floor, where parents and families could get away from their rooms all day, all night, whatever they wanted, bring other families in there. And actually, right after Nelly passed away, our team got together and we fed Thanksgiving dinner to all the families that were there for Thanksgiving. And it was actually 2 days after we had waked Nelly out. And, with this foundation, it is a healing thing. Definitely, I can say it is healing. There's just so much more of a purpose of it, though. And again, my thing is our quality of life is what we need. A quality of life is better than a life that you have no quality with. And we need to find ways that we can make people, even if they're fighting these diseases or threatening rare critical illnesses that they can't control, we need to find ways that these people can live and have a better quality. There's so many ways and means to do this, and it's limited. There's not a lot of people out there that have time to put in the work and research all this. I got people, like I said, from all over the world Facebooking me and emailing me and wanting to share their stories in other countries, and it kind of gives me that more of a power. I mean, a couple months ago, right after Nelly passed away in December, I was a girl. Came through Nelly's wake line, and she had a mask on, no hair, mid-20s. And she came up to me and she waited in that line for like 2-3 hours. It was like 5,000 people out there, but she waited, and she came in and she said to me, she grabbed my hand and she said, "Laura, I need your help. Your daughter is my inspiration. What am I gonna do now that she's gone?" And I said, she said, "My name is so-and-so." And I said, "Well, hi." And she said, "I have stage 4 brain cancer. I need your help. Please, can I give you my number?" And I took her aside through that line, and I just felt instantly that, you know what, I had stuff left over from Janelle. I had about $8,000 worth of stuff left over. I gave, one gentleman in the cities that's battling cancer, I gave him some, and I gave this other girl some. Well, the other girl came to me on February 25th, which was Nelly's 18th birthday. We had something at Kennedy Park for her, and she came that night. She had her MRI the day before, and she got her results that day. And she came to me and she told me, she said, "Laura, I have no more evidence of brain cancer in my brain." And this was only 2 months of these oils that I was administering to Nelly. And in the end of all this, when I got an autopsy report back, I found out that Nelly didn't die from cancer. Nelly died from becoming septic. Her organs shut down from all the poison that was being pumped inside of her body. So yes, I truly believe in alternative treatment. Again, I do believe in increasing the awareness, the public awareness of finding other ways to carry out this.
So it is an education part.
It is an education part, yes.
That you testify,
Yes.
that you can testify,
Yep.
that you get results.
Exactly.
And a different kind of a treatment.
Yep.
And the foundation will fund this treatment
Yep.
for people?
Yep, what we'll do is if people, so we have individuals right now that this treatment actually helps with epilepsy. I know a little girl right now, she just turned 1. She went from having like 37 seizures to down to 1 from this oil in the last month. I also know a couple other people that deal with Lyme disease or PTSD or Hep C and addiction. Instead of pain management writing up prescriptions, they're giving them a medical card and they're going to pursue this alternative treatment through their medical card. So a lot of these pain management doctors are getting more hip to wanting to do this. A lot of these people are getting closed down because they're writing prescriptions, and these people are turning into something that they're really not. And a lot of these doctors lately have come to me. Especially I've actually had a chance to talk to quite a few doctors in and around the area, and they said to me, "Laura, this is your new life. You're going to speak about this. This is what you need to do and advocate about it." You know, I don't, you know, back in the day I used to, you know, I'm a donator. I like to donate. I always love to pay back. I think that's why it came tenfold back to me. You know, donating to research for cancer. You know, I don't believe in research for cancer because my daughter had a cancer that 1 in 40 in the whole world had, and she's not here. So the research is like billions and trillions of dollars is going to cancer research, and there's only 4% of that money going to the actual research. These kids are being born with cancer. These children are getting treatments, and you know their bodies are swelling up and their organs are shutting down, not from the tumors, but from the medicine. So I mean, I see that there's a change. I do. Like I said, I don't know when and how and where it's going to happen, but I really believe that you know the information that I continue to research on a daily basis is educating me, and the more testimonies I receive from people, whether it be through email or through social media or through my foundation, it reassures me more.
Jeff, can you see a campaign, education campaign about this new?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I look back and, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, I have goosebumps right now. And I'll be honest with you, when I listen to Laura talk about it, I get goosebumps. Because when I really sat down and talked to her, I said, this is something that can change the world.
Yes.
This is something that can, you know, create a better quality of life for somebody at the end of the day. And to have a young child and to be at the hospital and the doctors to say this is your only option. It's not the only option.
Yes.
And without educating people and without bringing the story to life and other stories of people that are medically benefiting from this in their life, nobody will ever know. It's time for a change, and so now is the time.
You can see yourself educating people about this treatment.
Absolutely.
Very good. Money-wise, the goal is to raise as much money possible.
To help as much families as we can.
Exactly. And that it's, and I think that's going to be so easy for you to do because you have a legacy, and the legacy was left behind by Nelly. So anywhere you walk into in Fall River, anybody that you talk in Fall River, and you mention Nelly Strong, everybody knows who you're talking about. And this is the most important thing that you can, because sometimes it's tough to sell without a product to sell. But if the people knows the product, they buy it. You know, so I will definitely be in touch with both of you. I want to bring you back and find out events again. Anytime that you have events, Jeff, that you want to come back, you have a perfect event, you want to come back.
Actually, I wanted to let you know that you had a conversation with me the other day about the block party for the Flint, and you needed some help. So I want to just let you know that I'll be taking care of that for you myself.
Thank you, Jeff. And we're done for one more show. See you next Tuesday, 7 o'clock, same channel, 95. Thank you.